And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Valley of the Judged. I am your one and only gaming monk, better known as Mildra, and with me, I have two of my good brothers and sisters here in the temple. We have the master of the Wanderer's Library, good brother Sig.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful evening.
And our resident dragon cat who sometimes gets attacked by her own cats, good sister Tabby.
Hello. The cats are being cooperative today.
For now.
True.
Probably.
So, this has been a interesting week between the end of the Neopets debacle, Tunnels and Trolls coming back, and
Yeah, I heard about that.
And several other things. But I also made a few adjustments to the the remaining part of SOAR that is going to get covered. Since originally I was going to do just improving and the shop, but I decided, you know what, that's not enough to sustain a single episode.
Yeah.
So I'm adding in the city guide to that as well. And after that, we'll be more or less done with Shirtless on a Rooftop.
Right.
So, last time around, we covered the Brawl. And Brawl types, as well as the kind of Brawl kits, with the gun type ones being busted.
Mm-hmm.
But this time around, we are first delving into improving, i.e., how does your character go from shit to less shit?
Yeah.
Oh. Now the main form of this is through wealth. Obviously, wealth is an abstraction. It is going to be the main way that you improve. This can be done through either the Slash of Life end of things or the Brawl. So for Slash of Life, you can spend 3 wealth and get 1 point to one of your skills. All skills cap at 5. You do have to describe why you focus on that particular skill to focus on. At 4 wealth, you can add a point to one of your stats: cleverness, expertise, presence, or inner fire. You cannot add a point to stats in this way that has more than 4 points in it, 4 or more points, and then describe how you're better than before. On the Brawl side of things, you can spend 6 wealth to learn a new style. You pick a style that you didn't know yet from the list. You gain one of its abilities for free, and can use it by switching to it during a fight or starting in that style. Then learning a new ability costs 4 wealth, where you pick an ability you didn't know yet from a style that you do know. If you know every ability in a style, you can instead learn its mastery. Or you can spend 4 wealth to add a new gear slot. By default, you have only access to 1 gear slot. With this, you can get another one, and you count as benefiting from both. You can take this up to 2 times. I'm guessing that means you can benefit from up to 3 gear slots. Though I know why it's put there, but the whole describe a scene and the like that's added with these, I feel like having that be what you have to do is almost putting an overemphasis on narrative, or rather a specific type of narrative without a whole lot of guidance. If you're gonna do something like that, at least give some example, like just a sentence worth of a potential scene, so that people understand what exactly you're trying to get at. But that's just me. On the other hand, you can spend 6 wealth to create your own style. In order to do this, you have to have mastered, i.e. gain the mastery ability of 2 different styles. You can only pick this improvement when taking a proper rest. And when creating the style, you note down both of their stance mechanics. You have access to both at the same time while in this style. You can switch between either sets of stats that these styles have as a free action at the start of your turn. You note down both traits. You have access to both at the same time. You have access to both weapon attacks at the same time. You have pick all the default abilities from both of their stances. You have access to all of them at the same time. Pick 4 abilities total from either styles. You only have access to those abilities while in this style. Note down both of their masteries. You have access to both of them at the same time. They do not count against your max ability count. Name the style. You are done. So this isn't exactly coming up with a new style as much as it is a advanced fusion.
Yes.
So I get why it's called Make Your Own Style, but I think that wording is a little bit misleading.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
But then let me shift over to the shop, which is where things like gear show up. So you can have 1 gear equipped, and we have a few examples of gear, things like reinforced clothes, which whenever you gain block, you get 1 or more block. If you get guard break and had any block, you clear 1 negative condition that isn't guard break. So steel armor, which gives you +1 armor. You count as being in cover, and count as cover for adjacent allies. And of this annoying picture. I don't know who gave me a picture of this guy, but he pisses me off. Take this shit off my hands, please. When you take damage at half your harm or higher, take +1 damage. When you are at half your harm or lower, deal +1 damage and push, drag, and pull +1 space. Then heavy armor, which On your first turn of a brawl, you get 4 block. And fast shoes. Gets +1 speed. Rollerblades gives you the roller slide simple action. Move 4 acrobatic. Foes you pass through must spend 2 stress. Because somebody's going to reference Skate from Streets of Rage.
Mm-hmm.
An evasive shirt that gives +2 defense. Let's see, a spare weapon. So you select a weapon style, you can choose the attack from that style twice per combat instead of your own attack and treat it as universal, ignoring the bullet cost if it has any. Let's see, elbow pads, where once per turn, when you end your standard movement, you can push to an adjacent character. They don't cause kinetic transfer if that character is an ally.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect to protect against harsh falls when you skate around. That is how you plan to use those, right?
Yes.
Let's see, extended grip. Yes, we also do this for shoes. You may count your melee attacks as having +1 range. If they had no range, they are instead range 2. When he said, yes, we also do this for shoes, I'm thinking, wait, platform shoes would give you extra reach?
Well, I mean, they worked in Symphony of the Night.
Mm-mm. Let's see, laser sight lets you do gun stance attacks with accurate 2. Flexible pants, you can do a wide split in these. You may clear prone for free at the start of your turn. And for whatever reason, I'm immediately thinking of both Bloodsport and Johnny Cage. Which I will note, you're probably aware of this, but Midway actually wanted Van Damme to play
Jean-Claude
Johnny
Van Damme.
Cage. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
deal didn't go through. Because
Unfortunate, because that would have been awesome.
they have cited Bloodsport as a major inspiration for Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
But added pockets. There is never enough pockets. Rob Liefeld would
not.
probably agree with that.
Yep.
Have you ever seen the pouch? The superhero he made that is nothing but pouches, wielding a gun made of pouches?
I have not, actually.
I know Liefeld was actively loathed for a few years, but he seems to have gradually turned around, and the pouch was him blatantly making fun of himself.
Hey, if you can't take the piss out of yourself sometimes...
Mm-mm.
No.
It started out as a one-off gag that he did, and then he made a full comic got made of it.
Nice.
I'm gonna put it in the side chat for you.
Oh, God. Oh, Deadpool ain't got shit on that.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it started out as just something that they put up on his Instagram, and then it just got out of hand.
At least good to know he has a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, he still has his habits when it comes to drawing, but I will give Rob credit for the fact that he's nowhere near the up his own ass asshole that he was when he had a Levi's ad.
Oh, jeez.
But let's see. Of course, we have a folding chair as a weapon because why not?
Mm-hmm.
With its
you
own.
gotta get WWE in this bitch.
No, I'm not giving the Fed any credit. No, we have to get FMW in this. Because it's only a matter of time before the barbed wire explosions come in.
Oh, jeez.
I always love introducing people to Japanese death matches after they've seen maybe one or two hardcore matches in the States. They think, oh, hardcore match, so we're breaking out the tables, we're breaking out the chairs. And I'm like, yes, but it's not stopping there. There's the replacing the ropes with barbed wire.
Oh, God, what?
There's barbed wire on. There's the barbed wire or other stuff on the chairs.
Oh, God.
There's the light tubes.
Oh, no.
And one match with piranhas.
I feel like Trunks in DBZA. What is wrong with you?
But yeah, I keep an eye on like Big Japan and I have a fondness for FMW and the horror-based insanity that they would get up to, and
Jeez.
like hardcore matches that, with rare exception, hardcore matches that a lot of people are familiar with in the States. You guys are sheltered.
Yeah.
On the other hand, some people have some fun with it, like when Chikara decided to do a hardcore match with Los Ice Creams and had instead of a thumbtack spot, had sprinkles. I remember PWG doing a similar thing, but it was hard candy, like Jolly Ranchers, and then Legos.
It's just freaking straight up sadism right there.
Now, sadism was what one of the local ones did where I am, where it was D4s.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Jeez, man, you didn't have to call me out like that. But
I mean, if the shoe fits.
See, exactly. I was about to say, if the shoe fits, man.
But we also have a armored umbrella as a weapon. It only looks normal when folded. People will look at you weird if you use it against the rain. Just saying. Which, all fair. On the other hand, Star Wars Visions had the lightsaber umbrella.
That thing was cool, though. I loved that. I was like, yeah, it fit with the theme they were going for, too.
But then we have sharp roller blades. Yes, we put retractable razors on these. No, you cannot ask why.
Good lord.
Yep. A handcuffs, costs 5 wealth. A reinforced ping pong paddle. With somebody watching Balls of Fury.
Probably. I mean, can't get enough of Christopher Walken.
We put metal plating on a paddle so you can use rocks for your servings, or other objects, really.
Good lord.
Let's see. A chainsaw, which costs 6 health. Be careful of the
fucking
kickback.
Chainsaw.
Grind your way to a greedy future. Groovy.
Yeah, exactly.
And consumable items such as a hardcore projectile. These are illegal, but so is shooting people, so...
Hardcore projectile. I feel like I'm missing some context here.
Unless this is a way to say Full Metal Jacket without saying it.
Oh, God.
Let's see. An energy drink. 9 out of 10 health professionals say there's no lasting effects on one's health. What happened to the 10th? What happened to the 10th?
I'm sure there's no long-term consequences to this.
Grip gloves, normally used by bikers. Yeah. Strong coffee. That's some good coffee. Next time I'll have it, I'll have some cream. Yeah, how could I not reference High Times?
Say what you want about that. That was a decent map.
And I know some people are going, you're talking about the Duke Nukem level or the magazine? Yes. But see, also a laser pointer. Do not point directly at someone's eye.
In combat, it doesn't matter because we're playing by Yakuza rules.
Let's see, bandages, which fair, and a flash grenade, ear ringing, 100% guaranteed. I like that the move it grants is called "Lights Out, Assholes." I disagree. The problem is that it's lights on.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, we have a few key items. Things like the fancy dress/suit, which costs 4 wealth. Pretty much a necessity if you're going to be at the Continental.
Yeah, exactly.
Flowers
Say what you want, but that was highly stylized.
Yep. Flowers/chocolates cost 3 wealth. The classic for classic people. Would it surprise you at all if I say that to one of my former employers I sent a bouquet of black roses?
No,
Not in the
slightest.
With a singing telegram right around the time that they were going out of business for not listening to me.
What the fuck?
This was the same place that claimed I was overpaid on my last check.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, claimed I was overpaid on my last check 2 weeks after I left. Which I probably should have just paid it, but I was so offended that it took them that long to tell me. But let's see. Meal voucher for X, the ideal gift for a foodie. No, what you really do with a meal voucher is you have it so that there's multiple dives that they like that the voucher is legal for, and they have to pick one.
Oh no. That's just devious.
I did that once and gave someone a food voucher for one of the local food festivals where I am. It's like you can only use it at one place. At a food festival. I think you could put two and two together.
That's just a dick move.
You know what else is a dick move? Telling me I can only get one book as a freebie at one of my bookstores.
That's fair. I won't argue that.
It's like I just told. Hey, remember that thing with the bookstore? Payback's a bitch. But we also apparently have a random shirtwear generator, which has some interesting results. Especially the phrases.
Oh dear God.
I'm going to read out the phrases. Now the logos that are on this, you know what? Fine. Although there's the odd one of someone wearing a different shirt. No, what you really do is you take a photo of yourself wearing a shirt, and then within the shirt have that same photo of yourself wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked for Orange Cassidy.
Fair.
But the phrases. Okay, I'm going to try my best to read these without cracking. I make no promises.
He's gonna crack.
Yeah. I expect it.
Certified DILF hunter.
Well then.
Spoiled
When
rotten.
did my thing go in there?
Yep, spoiled rotten.
God
caution,
damn it.
wide load, big fists and correct opinions, live fast, eat ass, dance like no one is watching, Plato. Yeah, I'm packing. My muscles are up there. Eliminate violence or achieve world peace.
Hell no. That's not how we do things. And
Dug more than 2 graves. Keep out, angry dog. God forbid women do anything. Wick, gasoline, and an empty bottle.
shit.
No Pazaran. I'm not pronouncing that proper. I'm not. Sous le pause, le plug. Emoji hieroglyphics. Human till it makes me sick. Original sinner. Wanted in 195 countries. And... God. Oh boy. My other ride is both of your parents.
Ah!
You know, if we're gonna go this level of cringe, why not just have one other one that just says your kid calls me mommy?
Because that's Riona's shirt.
And way too many people I know. The mistake you made was thinking I was limiting it to just one person.
Well, that's the only person you and I both know, so it's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I interviewed a dominatrix.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that. I'm sure that was an experience.
Well, she was nice. She enjoyed making the thing as awkward as possible.
Of course she did. That's kind of in her job description.
Because why? I mean, it's that's the fun part.
Yeah. But at the I do remember asking, is that off the rack or is that specially made?
Oh,
And
jeez.
the response was, oh, it's off the rack. Would you want to try it?
Well then, that's a green light if I've ever heard one.
Tempting, but I'm on the clock.
Fair.
I know when somebody's messing with me.
Once again,
But with that said, oh, that covers the equipment and improving, and that's kind of the reason why I realize I skimmed a fair bit of it since there is a bit of crunch to the gear, and it makes sense why you are so limited to it. If you're going to be limited to potentially 3 gear slots, those gear slots better be worth it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which ultimately makes the ones that are just +1 modifiers the least interesting bits of gear.
Yeah.
Sorry, carbonation. But
No worries. I get that.
with that said, let's shift over into the city guide. We won't be covering all of it, but there are a few important bits to cover.
Of course.
So we have the older cover instead of the updated one. I actually like this one more. And unfortunately, this one does not have a table of contents,
Wait,
Even
did I
though-
miss something?
even though it's only 97 pages.
I don't think I have the city guide unless it's somewhere in here.
Hold on, I might have this.
I was about to say, no, this one's entirely on me if I didn't download it. I've been kind of distracted.
You said it's called the City Guide.
Yep.
Yeah, I have it. I got the one from the 13th of February, but there was one. Was there one that updated?
No, the core book updated, not the city guide.
Okay. Yes. So give me some.
Not a problem. I'll just open it up on
Here.
the library computer here.
I just sent it to you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yep. I'll get it. Like I said, I'll get it downloaded to the library computer because I think that's a. Once again, that one's on me.
Yep.
Oh, son of a bitch! I already had it. I mean, okay.
I mean, it happens.
After my wife cheated on me. Now
Wait. Stop.
What? What?
Oh, I had a video go. Come on.
How
Dang.
dare? Can you believe this? Can you believe this? I'm just flabbergasted.
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 Hmm.
All right, let me
If
get
you
into.
haven't watched that guy, you need to, by the way. It's BSD. He's very fun.
Hmm.
Okay, there it is. All right, I got it up. Yeah. How to GM shirtless on.
Yep. So a lot of this is GM advice.
Uh-huh.
Using both parts of the system, using the right part for the right pacing and tone. NPCs are still characters. The importance of food, handling murder, how to pace a lot. When it comes to the brawl, using more than one or two foe types, using mooks often, have battle maps be packed.
Mhm.
Like I said, a lot of GM advice. It's certainly nice to have, but isn't something that we can really delve into.
Yep.
I do like this section with the playbooks about making things even more personal as a bit of advice, but then we get to living in the city. Where you can where you have the idea of a side story, which are basically side quests. They're not as involved as a broad objective, usually built around a premise, a problem, and a reward. And we have a nice little rewards table of a d6 with what the reward might be. Along with a few generic aside stories that could be just plug and played.
Plug and pray. That map sucks. Or that entire WAD sucks, so I hear.
Yep. And then the different types of shops, a chart for district vibes as well as quirks of shops. The kind of cuisine that might be in some. I really that is a bit. As a bit of a foodie myself, that is a bit broad. Just having whole continent cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, if it were more specific, that would involve acknowledging British cooking.
Oh dear God.
And
But I mean,
hello there, Toku Tabletop. Welcome to the party. We are covering up the latter end of Shirtless on a Rooftop. Hope you're doing well tonight. But we do have the notion of a temporary buff when it comes to eating at certain spots. One side of that buff is for the brawl, the other part for Slash of Life. And we also have a city layout. So if you need a way to do a city layout from scratch, get a D10 and start filling in. I also think these could be used as plug and play maps for brawls. Although some of these might be a little bit crowded for certain brawls, like narrow streets.
Well, yeah. You ever played freaking Yakuza 0 and fight Mr. Shakedown?
Yes.
Yep.
Although if I was to do a Yakuza style campaign with SOAR, I would have a dice roll that's to randomly see if a certain guy shows up just to pester everybody.
Oh, God.
If Majima shows up again,
Just randomly.
just randomly just picking fights with everybody. Although I'd probably lampshade it at saying something like, "As you pass by the very large, oversized cone."
Comically oversized cone.
But when it comes to creating a brawl, you have the destruction angle, of course, a sprinting angle if you want to do a chase sequence, the defensive angle, so current objective, survive, and the reward setup, which is usually 1d6 plus 2 wealth for each PC. Though it might get more depending on circumstance.
Mm.
You have the foe encounter composition, and foes are going to be are built on a point budget, not far removed from what we saw when we covered Draw Steel, as an example. So mooks are 1/4 of a point, regulars are a half point, elites are 1 point. Featured foes are 2 points, and a boss is an entire encounter's budget. So mooks are the guys who go down in one hit. Regulars, a single PC could handle 2 of these by themselves. Elites are a priority target, and bosses are meant to be a full party one that has 3 phases: overture, crescendo, and conclusion.
Ah, so the average boss fight in Yakuza.
So, mooks would be things like shotgunners and imps.
Treat with shotgun. If problem persists, treat with more shotgun.
I'd say regulars would be akin to maybe a pinky. Elites, those would be the bigger ones. Your Hell Nobles, your
Yep, the heavies.
Probably. I'd say would you put Kakos as regulars or as elites?
I'd probably put them as elites. They're a bit heavier and they're tough depending on the game.
Yep. And bosses, that's where you'd put your Cyber Demon, your Spider Mastermind, your Archvile. As far as where I'd put Pain Elementals, I'd put that as Mook.
I put that as gigantic pain in the ass.
I mean, yeah. And obviously, Lost Souls are always Mooks.
Yep.
But featured foes are meant to be akin to mini bosses.
Yeah. Your bosses you encounter in certain sub-stories.
But with mooks, they have a few special rules. They only roll to hit. They do not roll for their damage profile. They can only take turns after every non-mook has taken their turn. They cannot benefit from brutal or exposed. They deal +1 damage and hit automatically if there is an ally adjacent to their target. They have no stress, so any stress they're forced to spend obeys the rules for spending stress you don't have, i.e. 2 damage per 1 stress. If they take a negative condition, they take 2 AP damage instead.
Ugh.
So, so we have punchers, kickers, toughs, throwers. Throwing random shit around is a martial art. Moon Knight would agree. After all, he attacks with all kinds of random bullshit. And Scumbag. Yeah, I'm the guy who keeps grappling you in an annoying way. Yeah, I'm paid hourly. Yeah, it's like my job.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
Then we have regulars. The boxer, the couch wielder.
I mean, when you got nothing else in the vicinity, you just gotta pick up a fucking couch.
Let's see, the muscler. I like that line there. I'll make you acquainted with that window over there.
I mean, Kiryu does that all the time.
The knifer. Sure, I stab, but don't worry, I take my knife out too. These things are expensive.
Yeah, have you seen the prices of the average knife nowadays?
Let's see.
Ridiculous.
Baseball batter, because of course. Spearer, keeping you at arm's length. Gunner, careful, it's a cutscene pistol.
Oh, so we're gonna be dodging bullets.
Let's see, nunchucker, just like in the movies.
Ah, fellow chucker, eh?
Roller skater, herder. I lead the dance. Their main thing is rope grappling, so yeah, they're gonna be annoying. Duelist.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see, wrestler. The crowd loves a good heel. True.
I mean, just look at Raiden from King of Fighters.
Yeah, or is that any? There's no shortage of cool heels. I'd also be remiss if I didn't bring up Akira Maeda just deciding, you know what, I'm gonna just kick him in the. I'm just gonna kick this guy in the face because I don't like him.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll tell that story afterwards. But then we have elites, which can always use one ability after attacking. The first one we have is Psycho. My ideal morning: cup of coffee, morning journal, and eviscerating someone on the side, and of course some tasty pastry.
I mean, don't you?
I feel like I should have read that in a Christian Bale voice. Then we have professional. My business is murder and I make a killing. There's a missed opportunity there to make a mega death joke.
Or a major pain joke. Killing is my business, ladies, and business is good!
Let's see, then Vagrant. Yeah, with that bit of art there. And Champion. But also Aerialist. Who is all about kicking. And jump kicking. And Agent, who is going around with a rope dart. And then we have a few of the higher tier, like Trick Shot and Slugger. So I think as well as Bullet Hell, and I think these are meant to be elite favored foe versions of some of the move sets that we saw beforehand.
Yeah.
And actually, they're more or less bosses. And one such example is Underworld Legend. Overture is Tiger style. Crescendo is Snake style. And conclusion is worm style. And some of them are not quite finished, which is why I'm fine with skimming through this.
Mm-hmm.
But and it looks like a lot. And we do have a thing about creating your own boss with a few templates, as well as features that are not tied to any one template. But all of that said, and I know we skimmed through a bunch, but that more or less covers SOAR shirtless on a rooftop. So before I get into my thoughts on it overall, I'd like to get your guys' thoughts on it. So Sig, what did you think?
There's definitely a lot of potential here. I feel like a lot of it needs some fine tuning, particularly some of the styles to be not so much balanced, but maybe just a little more cracked than, say, the gun styles.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a bit of humor. I do like the fact that it really, goes into its roots or its inspirations, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do see a lot of potential for this. I was frustrated with it in the beginning, but, coming to the tail end of it now, I do see the potential.
Yep. Tabby, what about you?
Well, I enjoy gun type classes in general, so like those were fine for me because I would do that. I honestly though I wasn't as interested in this one. Like I kept trying to be like I'm trying to get back into being interested in it, but for me it's just not one I would play. I'm just not interested in this like genre. So I just don't think I would like. I play Dungeon Fighter Online, and that's like the only thing I play that would be anywhere related to this genre. So it's just not something that I was completely interested in. But I think overall, if you are interested in it, it would be it would be fun to give it a shot.
Mhm.
That's my opinions on it.
Yeah. So for me, the thing this thing is built on two primary systems, Slash of Life and the Brawl. And I feel like more of the design space skews towards the Brawl than it does Slash of Life, which is natural given what this game is trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like the two sides are a little bit too divorced from each other. Like, it feels like this is two games in one. One where you're dealing with inner turmoil, and the other where you're dealing with street fighting. And I think it demonstrates, since it's very much drawing upon that same two-tiered setup you see with Lancer, for instance. I think including that with the more playbook design from a Blades in the Dark kind of game shows the benefits and drawbacks of such an approach. Because I think I don't have as many problems with the Brawl as I did with Slash of Life. I think that's where the bulk of my problems were.
And that's completely fair.
I think the biggest problem I had when it came to the, and this is a problem that can happen with playbooks, where it feels like you're not creating a character, you're creating a character skin. Like, there's a certain character arc that is built for that playbook, and you're just playing the equivalent of a Fortnite skin. Not in terms of cringy ass dances or something like that, but in terms of how much personalization you can put into the character's arc.
I mean, it's not even 1.0 again, so I mean, they still got a lot of time to really refine the
Mhm.
game as a whole.
Uh, I'd say a significant problem that I did have when we covered certain aspects of it is I know it wants to be stylized, but I feel like there's so much emphasis on stylization that it does dip into readability with how inconsistent everything is as far as where it is.
So style over substance.
Hmm. There is still plenty of substance. This isn't say um this isn't one of this. I'm not trying to be one of those reviewers who puts everything to hyperbole or something. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm not something awful goon or some shit like that. But the vibe that I end up getting is there was an emphasis on the look of things rather than the readability when you need something quickly. And that I realize that there have been plenty of TTRPG books that do a great job with presenting their information in a stylized manner. Um, Mork Borg and games that are in that family are certainly pioneers in that regard,
Hmm.
but there's a reason why it's not done very often.
Because it's pretty difficult to do, at least in a functional way.
It is a balancing act.
Hmm.
Mork Borg does it because it is very much leaning into a doom metal album of an RPG, and to reinforce the dark fantasy vibe that it's going for. It doesn't have a setting per se, but it does have a specific vibe.
Yeah.
Uh, Whereas here, I feel like they want to go for a street art graffiti kind of approach, but it doesn't quite click.
You know what this kind of reminds me of in a way, and now that I'm looking at it again? Street Fighter 6. You know how they went for the street art and the graffiti and all that? Kind of, I mean, I can kind of see it in this a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that's where they were going, but but that kind of thing is a very delicate balancing act.
Hmm.
You can get away with it in something like Street Fighter because for as stylized as they have everything, when it comes to the stuff that you actually need to look at and need to read, that stuff is straightforward in terms of presentation.
Hmm.
Like, contrast the street art thing with the way, say, the UI looks. And the fact that the ink blot parts that are used in actual matches are primarily there for the sake of signposting.
Hmm.
And you kind of see where we're going. And I'm not saying abandon the stylization part, but have a consistent frame before you go into that, because we saw, like with the fighting styles, we saw that a lot where the weapon attack was listed on a page was all over the place,
Yep.
or where the resource was listed.
Yeah.
Uh, and I get what it's trying to do. What I'm saying is maybe ease up on the Caltech R&D powder.
Yeah.
Uh, and I know that there's some parts that are unfinished. That's why I did a fair bit of skimming, and there were some blatant artwork here spots.
Hmm.
But that's I feel like a more unified setup and a strong and allowing people to put their stamp into things might help a bit more. Something that also might help, and I realize this is a bit of a tall ask, a sample city.
Fair.
Am I saying that you need to map out an entire city? No, you can easily do
No.
something akin to Night City, where the whole city isn't mapped out per se, but different districts are.
Yep. Or hell, start small. Just give us a district.
Uh, if I had to use a video game example, consider the nature of Southtown in the King of Fighters series. And Fatal Fury as well. You know, this recurring place where a lot of things end up happening in one form or fashion.
Yep.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Metro City in things like Final Fight.
Yep.
I think Double Dragon also had a Metro City, but I only remember that from the cartoon.
It was more New York, but yeah, Metroid City was more from the cartoon, because the original setting, at least in the various games, it's New York.
Mm-hmm. But they can't call it New York, so they have to go with a legally distinct version of New York.
Mm-hmm.
Which, all fair. But it is. I would say if I were to give Shirtless on a Rooftop a grade within my grading metric, I would probably go with playable. The core
I can agree with that.
but you may have to do a little bit of house ruling to make it work the way you want it to. And all things considered, you're gonna have to do a bit of creative license to account for the fact that it has a city, but doesn't have a sample city to build around. You're gonna have to make that yourself, which means it's gonna lean into the genericisms that I've talked about when people try and say, "Oh, I just build my own setting."
A lot of people don't even have the slightest clue of how to do that. But that's just me.
Yeah, but that being said, that will wrap up this particular episode for the Valley of the Judged. I know this was a short one, but it was going to be a bit of a grab bag to kind of get everything, and if I just did improvements in the shop, this episode would only be half an hour.
Yeah.
So I will note tomorrow I'm doing a double duty of interviews. First talking with Fern the Hex over Biophage, which is an interesting concept of the symbiote idea, and he's also cited Prototype as an inspiration.
Very nice.
And later on, I'll be doing the interview I planned on doing on Wednesday, but technology got in the way. The Animorphs-inspired Beasts RPG.
Nice.
Which will be fun for me because I grew up reading the Animorphs books. I never watched the Nickelodeon show except for maybe 1 or 2 episodes. It also wasn't very good.
It was fun for what it was.
I think Applegate had a point when she said that maybe it would have been better off animated. I mean,
probably.
I can see where she's coming from, but also Nickelodeon does not like to spend money.
Yeah, that is true.
And I mean, hell, the tech that they used for the CG for that thing was consumer level tech.
Ugh.
One of the episode directors also was insistent on having the actors carry the series Bible around with them all the time, which is
Wasn't it the guy who played Bobby?
I'd have to check. But there was also a lot of it. There was also, I will admit, the one reason it probably should have been animated is just dealing with animals.
Considering some of the shit that went into the production of that, like having the kid who played Bobby at the time not flinch when going up to a fucking tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know tigers, they don't fuck around.
Yeah. Now, if you do that with a cheetah, you're not going to have much of a problem because cheetahs are like big house cats.
Yeah.
But that'll be interesting to delve into tomorrow. And of course, on Sunday, the further delving with Faded Continuum will continue, as well as a late version of the Agito Arcana one shot. Because I did promise the folks at Untold Destiny that I would run that for them.
Nice.
It just ended up being not in February because of their schedule.
That's fair, and I know that those guys are pretty busy.
Mm-hmm. And also, there are a couple other people who will be joining for that. Flame Scion, who's going to be doing a special Valley of the Judge with me on Monday, doing a delve into Nimble 5e. And also, Maki will be there.
Awesome.
I did have to, as well as Jacob of Eternity TTRPG, who later this month will be interviewing me. So I figured this would be a nice way to help him get some hands-on experience.
Yep.
But that more or less covers it. Now, as far as there will be a bit of a staff change the next time Valley returns on Friday. It'll be a one-shot week. And Joel will be on that. Some of you who've been here a long time will know of Joel T. Clark, aka Joel upon the Fist Throne, aka the Master of the Fistiverse.
He's a fun guy, he really is.
Creator of Lone Wolf Fists, and the guy who gave me the line, "I make elf games." So obviously it'll be one-shot week that week. I haven't fully hammered home what the one-shot is going to be yet. I need to update the one-shot list, but once that's taken care of, then in a couple weeks it'll be on to the next full-on season, which is going to be Night.
Nice.
I will admit, I did attempt to try and get an interview for Night when its backer kit run was happening. Unfortunately, there were time zone issues and language barrier issues that prevented it.
Unfortunate.
Because the Night devs are, I believe they're out in Spain.
And my Espana's not good enough for that.
Mm-mm. So that's what we've got coming down the pipe. And of course there'll be a few other things that will be brought up when I post the schedule tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. But until then, on behalf of the good brothers present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.
See you on the trail.
Take care.